So I'm doing something a little bit different here on this format. I have in my hand here some of our Citizen Diaries, and one thing I've learned is that people are walking around with stories that they cannot tell. And that's why our citizen letters came out and why they're getting all over the internet. And when people read them, there's quite a reaction, and one of them is this person okay? So today I'm going to read a few of these citizen letters or diaries, and I'm gonna answer that question. I don't know if I'm the expert to answer that question, but I'm definitely experienced it because if you didn't know, my name is Sally from the Sally Project. People are following me because I'm behind a movement called Fill the Cracks. And I actually lost my vision. I started to lose my vision back in 2019 permanently, so it makes it very difficult for me to read. So I got my tablet here and I'm going to be zooming right in. But welcome to Am I Okay? The Citizen Diaries. And if you have a story that you want to share, please do find me on my social media. We are putting out more Citizen Diaries, anonymous stories you can share your joy, share your pain, share your cheers. And the Citizen Journals started off with just 3 stories in our newsletter when we launched a few months ago. I honestly think you should go and take a good read and take a look through. People have enjoyed it, but I'm gonna read you 3 stories and I'm gonna answer am I okay to these people? So the first one I'm reading is from the second page of stories called Church Brings Dinner. It's been 4 months since my divorce. I'm living with my mother and her 3 kids in our small 2-bedroom apartment. Wow, that's a lot of people in one place. I have POTS. POTS is where you have a high heart rate, you pass out a lot, I have to be babysat all the time, you hit your head, it's bad. So yeah, it's been 4 months since my divorce. I'm living with my mother and her 3 kids in her small 2-bedroom apartment. I have POTS, my heart rate is high, and I'm exhausted. I also have MCAS, that's mast cell activation syndrome. That's a hard thing to live with. So I seem to be sick and just allergic to everything all the time. Guys, MCAS is serious and difficult, especially in kids. Oh, it's horrible. My husband thought I was lazy, and my husband thought I was lazy, and my kids thought I was just tired all the time and sad all the time, as their teachers would tell me in conferences. My mom has EDS, so she knows what I'm dealing with. Oh, you know, to whoever wrote this story, I'm already telling you, the fact that you moved out from that situation, you are already okay. You know, I've seen in the groups mothers cry out all the time, how do I tell my family I'm so tired and I just can't help it? These mothers with POTS, it's described as something that you're living with, like chronic heart failure. That's what the symptoms are like to people with POTS. Oh dear, I'm rooting for you, hun. Here's some good news. I am lucky because I have good friends, good for you, and a good church community. We have visitors nearly every day. Aww. It's important because the hard things are little daily things. And thanks to people who come around and help doing dishes and bringing meals, I can spend quality time with my kids, helping them do their homework. I don't know how I managed before I went back into my family's arms, and I don't know how others manage it. I think I am lucky, and life isn't much, but just family. Oh wow. Well, guys, you know, this is actually a common thing. So people with EDS, they end up in flares and your body goes downhill. One of my favorite surgeons describes EDS in a flare as a slow simmer that becomes a boil. And to who wrote this story, I'm really glad that your mother has a diagnosis and that you guys have support coming in every day, to people who drop in and visit their friends who are sick and just check in and say, hey, can I lift something for you? Or is there something that you need? Or like, I know someone who she was in her late 80s and she was going and scooping cat litter for another elderly woman because she knew it took the weight off her shoulders. So church brings me to dinner. Dear person, I'm telling you, you are okay. You are gonna be okay. You are on the right path. You're even reaching out and asking and telling and sharing and inviting people in. It's really hard when you're sick to invite people in on a daily basis to come help you. Sometimes you just don't want people to see you sick every day because people do feel bad. So that was one story from our Citizen Diaries and answering, am I okay? Guys, bear with me. This is my first time doing this on this series, so and it's saving to the internet right now, so I will take this live and cut it into a short version. Now, here is my favorite story that I'm going to read to you from this is called Through the Eyes of Another, Diaries of the Invincible. These are Citizen Diaries. And right now I am inviting people to share their stories to me, and we've been putting it out online so people can share what their life is like living with their chronic illnesses to make them less invincible. And this one has been one of my favorite stories that was submitted. So, am I okay? This story is called At Least I Have This, or sorry, diary, excuse me. This diary is called At Least I Have This. Am I okay? I am always sore. I am always sickly. I can't work anymore, so my husband works more than one job to carry us. Oh, there's a good man. I can already tell you're okay there. He gets up at 3 a.m. every day. Before he leaves, he sets out my medication so I don't have to manage it half asleep. He flips my angel message calendar so there's a new page waiting for me when I wake up. It's such a small thing. Oh, that really is. You know, we don't often talk about our partners having to become our caretakers, and it's really hard on a relationship, and this person's doing more than just the what's necessary, getting your medication for you so you have a better day, but this person's actually wanting to cheer you on. Oh, I can already tell you're doing okay. I'm sorry that you're not feeling well though. Oh, but when your body fails often, small things are not small. Yeah, that's right. See, this person's a queen. We've had many years of mostly downs, more medical than magical, more managing than living. But it's every morning at 3 a.m. someone quietly makes sure I have the best start possible. I don't always feel strong, but I do feel loved. And at least I have this. That's really beautiful. You are okay, and thank you for sharing this story with us. You know, it's the silence that gets us. Oh, hi Turbo. Welcome back too. You're just about ready to catch us for the last story of our Am I Okay? The Citizen Diaries version. So you just missed a beautiful story. This person is sick. Most of the people writing in these stories have similar conditions to myself, and this person's partner gets up at 3 a.m., works 2 jobs, and taking care obviously of this person, but even going one step further and flipping an angel message calendar. You know, it's the little things that make a huge difference. And yeah, that person is so right. Okay, okay, sorry, I know I said that one was one of my favorite stories, but actually this one is one of my favorite stories, and this one really resonated with me. This person who has wrote this diary entry, and what we're reading is Through the Eyes of Another, Diaries of the Invincible. Here's the last story for today, okay? What my mother taught. I'm not sick. I'm a police officer. But the reason I do this job the way I do is because my mother has severe multiple sclerosis. I grew up watching her body fail her in ways she never deserved, and I never saw her as less of a mother. If anything, I cherished her more. The cuddles more. Oh, this person is okay. This person I think is gonna be making us all feel okay. The nights she read to me meant more. The quiet moments meant more. I learned early what strength really looks like. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's getting up again in a body that doesn't cooperate. It's your loving child. It's loving your child fiercely even when you're exhausted. Now when I go to calls and meet people who feel like they aren't enough, people living with addiction, illness, disability, or just deep discouragement, I carry her with me. I tell them about my mom, about how needing help doesn't make you weak, about how being cared for doesn't make you less, about how sometimes the strongest person in the room is the one who keeps going quietly. Watching her didn't make me pity her, it made me strong for others. And if I can show even one person that their life still matters in the way hers always did to me, then I know I'm doing something right. This person is proving to the world that it is okay. This officer here is meeting people in hard times and saying, I'm doing this and I'm strong like this because of, and here's why. And he talks about his mother raising him from a wheelchair. And that's what a lot of the people who follow me, people with my condition, are their parents who ended up in a flare and didn't know they had this pre-existing condition, and then it goes downhill. And then sadly you end up passing it to your kids too, and sometimes you watch your kids grow up and suffer too. And that's the thing that I always say is, you are gonna get old one day, you're gonna have things happen to you, things are gonna be challenged, and the whole point is just to always look on the bright side. So thank you guys for joining in for a session of Am I Okay? Reading the Citizen Diaries. You can contact me to give me your story, and I might read it online and tell you that you are doing okay and you are gonna be okay. And if it's not okay, I'm still rooting for you, because you know what? The world is the way it is, life is the way it is. Our mindset is the only thing that we can control. Everyone have a great day, have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and please follow and yeah, give us support, because I'm behind a movement called Fill the Cracks. I've worked very hard this last year in creating a nonprofit that's going to get people access to medical treatment that they need. I'm part of several thousands who are stuck in the cracks of the healthcare system, and I'm not just helping this group. Fill the Cracks and the Healthcare Network is going to help and change the